in a year, when you've been consistent, you're going to actually sit there and you're going to go, wow, I don't think I made any changes, but I look amazing and I made a ton of changes. So you need to have that reference point at the start so that you can see the reference like later on. Because when you're shredded and you're ready to get on stage, you're at a point where it's like you're so lean, anything other than that isn't good. So you got a little bit of brain stuff going on, and you got to look back at where you were, and then you can see, okay, because the tiniest of little changes are what's happening.
Yes.
And that's what's coming out when you get on stage. So if you did that every day, in your YouTube channel, in your liftoff, in your real estate versus tech, just a tiny, tiny little improvement each time. By the time, a year rolls around, you got another 500 video.
Man, everyone out there, I got to say, very grateful and thankful for Craig coming all the way out from Canada to be on the show. This is his very first podcast. He's out there just keeping it positive, man. I love the vibe. You're keeping it positive. You're out there doing your thing in real estate. We got connected, I believe, more so on the fitness side we were talking about before we got on air. And what got you started in the fitness world?
That's a good story.
Yeah, let's get into it.
The divorce.
Really? Yeah. So married before. Okay.
Married before.
I assumed he was already, married still, but girlfriend now, married before.
Yeah.
And how long were you guys married for?
Oh, geez. 25?
25 years.
At least.
Wow, man. Congratulations on that. And also, welcome to the show. So 25 years married, and then what happened? Was a catalyst? Like after the divorce, during the time you were with her? Or
no, it was boom. I'm going to create new Craig I wanted to be.
I love that.
And so I, ditched the dad bod, ditched the drinking, ditched the
good for you,
all that stuff, and changed it. And
let's go, bro.
Started eating good and I wanted to be an example for my kids.
Okay. How old?
Right now my kids are 29, 27, and 24.
Okay. So you got three
kids, six grandkids.
Kids, 6 grandkids, man.
Stepdaughter. Michelle's daughter.
Wow.
And,
how old is she?
She is 20.
Okay. Awesome, man. Good for you. That's awesome. So this is during the time that you guys are hitting a rough patch, or after you got the divorce, then you start getting into exercise?
Yeah. Once that was over, it was over, and it was fairly quick.
Okay.
And did the turnaround and started creating the person I wanted to be, and try to be a great example for my kids. Like I've always been a square.
Really?
Always. Like I was never a big partier. I was never big anything like that.
Yeah.
And but I didn't like the gym. I didn't have muscles.
Really?
So my kids, Brendan said, "Dad, let's go to the gym." I told the kids I'd do anything they wanted to do.
Ooh, I like that.
So they said, Brendan grabbed me and said, "Let's go to the gym."
Okay.
And then I found out that the gym was great for my head and some muscles. I don't have a lot of muscles, right?
Yeah. I see that you also got on stage.
Got on stage. That was a different story. That was like, holy cow. So I got lean. Didn't have a clue what I was doing.
Yeah.
And then one of my fears, this is my greatest fear in the world.
Okay.
Growing up. Was, so I have Pectus excavatum. Which is it's a dent in my chest. Like, so it's
got it. Okay.
It's how do they say it? It's aggressive.
Interesting.
So my whole life, I've hung my arm over my shoulder at the beach. Or my shirt. I've done anything I could to hide it.
Okay.
Right. And so basically I was just flared ribs.
Interesting.
Right?
Okay. And
so the biggest thing that you didn't want to do was get seen without a shirt on. Didn't want to get judged. Who wants to get judged?
No one.
So as part of my process, the kids were, one day I come home from the gym buddy said, "You should, you're already eating right now. You're training hard. You should do a show."
Yeah.
Competition. And my buddy goes, I'm like, "Yeah, right. Like I have no muscles. I'm just a lean guy, right?"
Yeah.
And then I got home and told the kids, and the kids were like, "Yeah, Dad, you should do it." So I was like, "Oh, well, now I got to do it."
Wow.
and it was something that I could never do. Right.
Wow, looking at him online right now, links down below. You got to check him out, dude. I didn't even, until you said something, I didn't even notice a chest.
That's awesome. Thank you so much. That's the best thing you could say to me.
Like honestly, I did not even, because like I see it now that you said it, but it's so interesting how like you don't even imagine, like you don't really, right?
Yeah.
And a little bit now, but not like not much.
Yeah. Well, I got a little bit of belly on me now, so it's like
Yeah.
you got to keep that in check.
Yeah, of course, of course.
Yeah. And
Wow.
Then yeah, it just started. Became so getting on stage and in your underwear.
Yeah. There's no hiding.
There's no hiding nothing.
And you got to flex, right? So.
And you're getting up there and you're saying, "Judge me."
Oh my God.
That was the biggest barrier in my life.
Wow, dude, congratulations on that, man. I mean, that's awesome to
Thanks.
to be able to face your fears and go through that process. And so when your son at the beginning said, "Hey dad, like let's start working out." From that time until you got on stage, how long was it?
2 years.
2 years. And when he said, "Hey dad, let's go work out together," I'm sure you never even thought to be like, "Let me get on stage for bodybuilding."
Never.
Wow. And so did you have a trainer who was a catalyst to get you on stage?
No, it was my kids.
It was your kids.
The kids was the catalyst. Started dating Michelle.
Yeah.
Michelle's amazing. Thank God for Michelle.
Hey, shout out Michelle.
Yeah, thank
Heck
God
yeah.
for my kids, and everyone just kind of was so positive on everything and supportive.
Oh my God, dude.
And it was like, yeah, this is what I'm gonna do, and I got a coach. My son Brendan introduced me to Kim, who was his coach for a Spartan race.
Okay.
So I ended up doing a Spartan race with Brendan.
Wow.
The fitness thing was just, and then I had a coach for 8 years, basically. I tried to do it without a coach once.
Okay.
Didn't last very long. Get a coach. Even it doesn't matter what you're doing, get a coach.
Yes, my wife said the same thing. She said it made a big difference. I think she says 5 times my wife's been on for figure competition, like bikini, and then I think like she got second or third. She didn't really like hit first until I think she got first a couple times actually after she got that coach.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yeah, they just kind of they tie you in.
Mm-hmm.
I'm a coachable guy.
Mm-hmm. Me too.
Right? Like it's like, do it. I'm gonna do it.
Yeah.
And then me and Michelle started competing together.
Oh my God! Now both of you.
Yeah. Oh yeah.
Oh,
she's way better than me.
Really?
Oh yeah. She works so hard.
Wow.
Yeah. So she's completely changed her life, and she's amazing. And she's going to compete again this year. I don't think she's told anybody yet, but
there you go. He's already spilling the beans here. Wow. And how did you guys meet?
That's a funny story. You want the funny story?
I want the funny story, man. Come on, of course.
All right. So you kind of got some religion to you, right?
Of course.
All right. So back in I would have been in, I don't even know. So in Fernie, at the Pentecostal church during church, my parents were very churchy.
Okay.
They would bring the little kids up to the front.
Okay.
And then do a little thing, and then someone would take them downstairs, play with them, entertain them, so that mom and dad could do the could do the church, right?
Yeah. Service.
So I would be the guy that I'll take the kids, because I was probably in grade 9.
Oh wow.
So, and I didn't want to take the kids. I didn't want to stay to the church, right?
Yeah. Yeah, boring, and
I'll take the kids downstairs.
Yeah.
So Michelle was one of the kids downstairs.
Really? So you've known her that long?
Yeah.
Oh my God. And then what was the catalyst to like bring it together full circle?
It's quite funny, because I saw her a couple more times throughout life.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, it was like, no, like there was nothing.
Wow.
And then after the separation or whatever, and I didn't want a girlfriend. I didn't want any relationships.
Mm-hmm.
I just wanted to create me.
Yeah.
And see the world, right?
Yeah.
And so yeah, we met at Save On Foods, basically.
Okay.
And I said hi to her, and I fumbled through my house classic.
Oh my God.
Out here I am 44 years old, and 45. I don't know. That I'm thumbing, through my cards trying to pay for this, and forgetting because she's good looking.
Oh my God, that's awesome.
So I was a mess, and I'm like, what color are your eyes? And she was like, meh. And she was not like, didn't want nothing to do with me.
Wow.
And then later on, she found out that I was separated.
Okay.
And then she said hi to me, and I was like, yoo-hoo.
So it's a whole different song and dance because she knew you were married before.
Yeah. Oh, yeah.
And so that was like not happening. And then now after she heard she was obviously single.
Yeah. Yeah. She was single.
Wow.
And so we just kind of, yeah, she's been great. Like, it's been great. My kids have been great. I'm so fortunate. Grandkids, hilarious.
Wow.
And just, just really enjoying life. And one of my models in life was to, I don't care. I'm just going to make you smile. Like, if I can make everybody smile, that was my goal.
I love that.
I don't care if I'm a goofball and people are thinking I'm a goofball, I don't care.
Whatever. Because
if you think I'm a goofball, but I made everyone else laugh, took some stress off of them, then I win.
Dude, amen, man. We need more laughter in the world. I think that everything is so kind of stuffy almost like, and it's like, especially, with this podcast, the Liftoff Experience, after 500 plus episodes now, almost 500 plus episodes, 400 plus, I got to a point where I'm like, that's why I kicked off last year the Liftoff Experience. And I was like, I need to do something less stuffy. I want something that's going to be more, fun. And, where are you at personally, professionally, spiritually? And now I'm taking that DNA and bring it to this show. Cause I feel like, people just want to hear good stories and they want to be entertained and they want to take something from the story and be like, whoa, like how, tell me more. They want to dive in, and the fact that like, yeah, you're a real estate professional, but it's cool that you're a person first. You're a funny guy, you get on stage, there's things about you people wouldn't even know.
No.
Which is awesome. And I wanted to jump around a little bit just because I was curious about, Michelle, now that you brought her up and how you guys met. And so how long have you been together now?
10 years.
Wow. Congratulations. Yeah. All right. Wow.
She's a getter.
Yeah, man. Good for you, dude. Get her, keep her. I love it. I love it. So then what does she do? Is she in the real estate world? Do something completely different?
She's assistant store manager at Save-On.
Okay.
Yeah, and does the fitness and leadership, and yeah, she's good. It was funny.
Nice.
We were dating, and I told her, I said, you have no idea how good you could be.
Wow.
And she kind of took it like a chat, like what?
What?
Yeah. What do you mean? No, I'm like, no, you have no idea. This was early.
Wow.
In the relationship, and she's just kind of
exceeded expectations.
Oh wow. Yeah, you want to see someone that has changed? She's changed immensely.
Wow.
And if you can get off that guarded part, she's soft, incredible.
That's amazing. I think that's for anyone who out there who's viewing, listening, is definitely find someone who pushes you. My wife and I were the same. We push each other, sometimes too hard because it's like back and forth, and it's great. But there's something to be said about having someone that is going to be your biggest fan and to help you get past, to levels that you would never even imagine.
Absolutely. Like, and the support, like I can come to her with anything and she's like, do it. I'm in. Like this.
Yeah.
Like, do it.
First podcast out of the country, little old Gilbert, Arizona, happen to be not too far from family in Scottsdale, dude. And you're here, man, making it happen, bro.
This is like the biggest thing to happen to somebody in Fernie, man.
Really? I love it, dude. I love it. It's cool because, I talked about this on a different show with a different guest on the Liftoff Experience. I just said, we need each other. People need people to help each other, to serve each other, to give each other contrast. Because, little old me over here, I'm just like, no, I'm just Norm. Yeah, I got this cool studio in my house and I'm having fun and I'm vibing out and having conversations. And I really appreciate you saying that because it gives me a different perspective. It makes me feel like, wow, like, I am doing something that is adding value or doing something that in your eyes is bigger than maybe what I see. And so I appreciate that.
Oh, buddy, this is awesome. Like if you guys don't, I'm going to spin and take some pictures before I leave, of course.
Yeah.
But this is so cool and it's so dialed and it's so efficient. I'm like, oh, okay, this is how it's done. And so I've been a fan watching the podcast for a long time.
Really?
Longer than you know. I don't subscribe. I'm of that generation where when you had to subscribe, it would cost money. Magazines. We used to subscribe to magazines and it cost money.
Interesting. Yeah.
I'm not hitting that button.
Interesting. I never thought about the psychology like
Yeah.
that.
So I'd watch,
Okay.
and then I didn't want to hit that thumbs up sign because it was like, whoa, what if someone sees me? So I've been watching you for a
Ah.
while, and you've come a long way. Because
Yeah.
like even your presentation skills and the
Mhm.
way you handle your guests and your own ability to bring out better,
Wow.
you've come so far
Wow.
that yeah, like it's night and day. You should
Wow,
go
dude.
back and watch some of that stuff because
Dude.
you'd cringe.
Wow. I appreciate you. It's true. It is very true. And I really appreciate that. And it's awesome to have someone that can be on the sidelines looking in and give you that opportunity to be like, hey, I've been watching. And I've seen what you've done, and I've watched the process, and then, I will look at some of the older podcast episodes because I definitely feel that I've got to a different place, I guess you could say. It's I'm gonna have to now. You're getting me some curiosity now as far as maybe when that tipping point was. So I'm gonna have to go back now and analyze.
Yeah, no, there used to be a few, and you used to have a couple little mannerisms that you don't have anymore, and it's
Ah.
like, oh, that's awesome.
Ah.
Yeah,
Okay. I love that. I love that. Yeah, I think, over time too, you start to evolve and just get, from being a dad, and getting married, meeting so many people, and then getting to a point of like, I don't know, it's like fine wine. I don't know.
oh yeah, for sure, you get way better.
Right?
Oh yeah,
Right? It's amazing. I think big thing for me too is like stage presence, getting on stage, keynote speaking. That's something that more I want to get into over time. And so this has been a great help to be able to make that happen. And that's like anyone who's viewing and listening, like you don't know what you don't know until you do it like 500 times. To say to get to that point, you're like, okay, now I'm figuring it out. Now I'm getting to that point. And it seems like, we talked a little bit before we got on air. For you, you've had moments of like inspiration, let's do this, and you're doing it, and then you kind of like back up a little bit and slow down and maybe stop. And so what's coming up for you over the years to like maybe not stay as consistent, whether it's video, in your business? Like I'm curious.
yeah, no, for sure. So I'll even step you back in the time machine.
All right, let's do it. Let's do it.
All right, when I was first got my real estate license,
Okay.
okay, you'd get an email and you'd open that email.
Yeah.
Like that's how long ago it was.
Wow.
You'd stop because you got an email.
Mm.
And then back then, so what I did, I actually created a newsletter way
Okay.
back, way back, way back.
Okay.
And back then you can go on websites
Mhm.
and just peel off emails
Mm.
before it was illegal.
Yep. Yep.
And I remember I sent out this, I would just start sending out these emails,
Mhm.
these newsletters, and they'd go out, and next thing you know, I'm getting 120, 200 emails back.
Oh wow.
I had no idea how to handle any of it.
Yeah.
But I'm reading every one and responding to every one.
Wow.
And I just like, I just got scared, shut her down. Like, I'm
Really?
I couldn't do that anymore because I couldn't respond to everybody.
Oh my God.
Now there's technology.
Yep. Yep.
Maybe you can help me with some of that stuff.
Yep.
Until now, it's like my very first YouTube video is me and Chase, my youngest son Chase,
Okay. Yeah.
driving, and it's just me filming in the truck, and I've left it up. I've never told anybody about this channel or nothing,
I love it. I love it.
but I left it up because I think it's 2017, and it said, "Yeah, Chase, we're starting a YouTube channel today."
Wow.
And I'm going through it, and I'm like, "Yeah, and I think I'm on Twitter and Instagram, and I'm trying to explain,
Mm-hmm.
I think Twitter is a bird, and right, like it is so funny."
Yeah.
And Chase is young, looks really young. But anyways, it's
I
funny.
love it.
So that's kind of, I've never been afraid to do it. except
Yeah.
I've just been afraid to keep doing it.
Yeah.
And then just recently got back into kind of pounding out some stuff on the Instagram.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And as long as I'm enjoying it,
Yeah.
then I'll just keep doing it. And then I'll start overthinking it. That's my issue. So right now I'm in the middle of, I have a challenge that I'm going to do.
Okay.
I'm very good with challenges,
Let's hear it.
but it's like I gotta I just gotta get out of my own head
Yes.
to do it. I've got stuff videoed,
Okay. Okay.
and it's that next I got to do a voiceover.
Yep.
But I'm not techie, right?
Yeah. Yeah.
But I'll stand in front of a camera all day. Just ask.
Yeah.
I'll talk.
Yeah. Here he is. He's doing it. You're seeing it. You're seeing it in the show as we go.
I flew from Canada to Arizona to do this.
Yeah. Talk about being in my own head. I mean, dude, you flew to a different country just to jump on a podcast with a guy you've never met before. But man, congratulations on making the decision to then move forward and do what you're going to do. And like, speaking of mannerisms and cringing, my first video on YouTube was 2014.
Nice.
And yeah, we'll talk mannerisms. We'll talk kind of repeating yourself and saying certain things. And definitely, because my whole upbringing was more in Pittsburgh, Antioch, which is here in the States, in California. And it's a little bit more rough in Pittsburgh, Antioch area. So I grew up in, a little bit more, whatever you want to say, slang terminology. I don't want to isolate or put anyone in a box saying like ghetto, but like just in an area that wasn't as affluent and very maybe more poverty. And so coming from that and then evolving into where I'm at now, it's been a process. It's been a process of evolution, like you said. Like, go back to your old videos, and you could do this too. Go back to your old videos and you can cringe. And so Craig, what is so you put it here, it's, what is it? We're at March 24th, Monday. We're going to put it here for everyone to see and have this as like, piece of history. What's the goal? What's going to be the challenge? What do you want to see at the end of the light?
Oh, well, I always wanted to be the PG Gary V.
Really? Okay. PG Gary V.
PG Gary V. Here, look out, Gary. Here it comes.
Yeah. Hey, Craig said it here first. I like that. Okay.
But no, like I'm very good at consuming, and that's like my fault. I have to stop consuming, start executing and focusing on what it is that pays the bills and do that kind of stuff. So
yeah.
I've taken the steps to do the YouTube stuff to get that thing going.
Okay.
And it's going to be fun because I'm just going to treat it like a challenge. I'm going to treat it as if it's just like this.
Yes.
Like this. You have no idea actually how much this is going to help me.
Oh my God.
Because this
I'm
is
here for you, bro.
I can just sit and talk all day. And you know what? If you might like it, you might not like it.
Yeah.
I'm okay. You don't have to let me know.
Yeah. No, I think at the end of the day, it's, it's just being your true authentic self. I mean, I talked to a lot of individuals, and on the real estate side, that sponsors Liftoff Agent, we got into the whole passive prospecting, YouTube content, and going down that process. And then in a year and a half or so now, I'm doing the YouTube thing as well, putting out content for real estate professionals. Just did 2 videos today. And it's interesting because you do get individuals. Is this you that doesn't like or doesn't subscribe? Now, the subscribe thing, I love that. And that's going to give me something to talk about in the future from the perspective of like, the psychology. Like, where are you at from the forefront of psychology? You think if you're going to hit the subscribe button, you're going to pay something because how it used to be? Because you're right. That's exactly, you have a subscription.
Yeah.
And then YouTube has it free, but then you can pay for YouTube for no ads. I don't know. But that's interesting concept. I really want to go deeper in that. And I think that a lot of individuals out there, it's just like, you just go ahead, you start, you stay consistent. Before you know it, it turns into something so much more. And then you have someone that sees what you're doing, and then they're like, hey, congratulations, kudos to you. And you're building know, like, and trust in your sleep.
Yeah. I mean, I just looking around here and seeing and watching and getting to kind of know you.
Mm-hmm.
It's funny. Like, so I got dropped off by a Uber driver.
Yeah.
Okay, I don't have Uber in Fernie.
Okay. Yep, we got Uber out here. All right.
I get dropped off early. I'm in his front yard, sitting there waiting.
Yeah.
Like, I haven't even told him. I'm just trying to recover. And haven't even knocked on the door. And it's like, okay, in what world do you get in somebody's car that you don't know who that person is, drive to somebody's house who you've never met?
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
And Norman walks out and it's like, hey, buddy, how's it going? And it's like we know each other.
Yes.
And it's just like the weirdest thing in the world.
It is so interesting. But there's something to be said about the fact that video can help you be able to. It just takes it to a different place. It helps you be able to like lower the barriers. It helps you build know, like, and trust faster.
Oh yeah.
And then you get to just like go. And I think this is one thing that comes up from me. And call me crazy. We talked about it before we got on the air. There's strangers in our backyard because they're in our travel trailer, right? There's people that just checked out this morning because we have an Airbnb inside the house, one room, and then we have a travel trailer. And then we have a roommate, right? And my wife's out there doing her tea thing. Craig's in our front yard randomly. And then I'm like, oh, he's early. Thank God I'm early because I'm over here filming my videos and Mondays for my day to get calibrated for the week. So I don't really take any outside meetings on Mondays. But it's cool. It's like you just, people can treat people as people and just be open and honest and loving and kind and caring, and it doesn't matter, right? And like, that's one thing that I've been told, and you could verify this. Like, I'm no different on camera or off camera.
No, same dude. Actually, it was great because you don't know.
You don't know.
Literally, leap of faith. I'm going to Arizona.
Mm-hmm.
I'm gonna go knock on this guy's door and say, "Hey, you want to do a podcast?"
Let's do a podcast. Why not? We'll have the studio, right? Why don't we, put it together and make use of it,
Oh yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah. I mean, no, but I appreciate it. I appreciate you coming out, man. You round of applause for that. For you coming out, getting out of your head, just making it happen and just getting here. And let's go deeper on, for anyone out there too who wants to now, after watching this podcast, they're getting inspired because they're behind the scenes and they're like, either been watching me for a while, been watching you for a while, or just, whatever. And they stumbled upon the podcast and now they're like, man, maybe I can get on YouTube. Maybe I could do something. Tell us, what are the goals behind the YouTube channel? Like, is it for the real estate business? Is it just going to be for like inspiring people? Like, what's going to be your goal?
So this is really interesting because this is where my head goes in a whole bunch of different ways.
Okay.
Like I real estate for sure. Yeah. And then I should do a podcast. Yeah.
Okay.
And then I should do it for fitness.
Ooh, okay.
Because at 54,
yeah,
I'm getting jacked.
Let's go. Let's
natural.
go.
And 100% natural. Thank you very much.
Dude, let's go. Let's go. Even natural. You don't need to be natty.
Yeah.
Okay. Okay.
And then the other side of things where you want to teach your kids. Like my avatar is my kids for the most part. Like I'm talking to my kids.
I love that.
My grandkids, trying to show them, look, you don't have to drink. You don't have to do all those things. You could just be a good guy.
Yes.
Have a lot of fun in life.
Yes.
And do what you want to do. And it doesn't matter what anyone thinks about you because it doesn't. And you know what? Because at the end of the day, you're going to pass away.
Mm-hmm.
And it's going to take 2 weeks and they're going to forget about you anyways. So that's a tough one.
It is.
So what I'm going to do is I'm going to do as much as I can in the real estate YouTube world.
Okay.
Because that's the one that pays the bills. That's the goal.
Yep.
Right. So you're going to see some fitness, and I'll be doing real estate talkovers over some fitness training.
I love it.
Why not? No
Why
one's done it.
Yes.
Like it'll be like, am I watching you work out while you're telling me about market updates? And I'm going to be like, yes.
Yes. Reminds me of what is it? Sam Sulik. Sam Sulik's over there just at the gym working out, talking about fitness, talking about what he's doing, talking about the reps, everything he's doing. So hey, you could just be there working out, inspire someone, and be talking about real estate.
That's exactly the plan, because that's the one time where I have 2 hours and I can just film.
I love that.
And it doesn't, like, I don't have to add it on to anything, right?
Being more efficient and maximizing what you're already doing. I like that.
Yeah, so I'm gonna try that. But the goal is with YouTube. So Nolan Mathias, you had him on your show.
Yep.
Guy's brilliant.
He is. He's in your market.
He's in my market. He's my guy.
He is.
On the YouTube side.
Ah.
I've drank the Kool-Aid.
Okay. Good.
And he's just night and day, just like, because I've watched so much content over the how-tos and stuff over the years.
Yeah, yeah.
And he's just kind of, he gets me. He's got me focused, and he's got me doing me.
I love that, man.
And so we're doing a challenge. We're going to do a challenge. I'm going to do a challenge.
Dude.
And that thing is going to punch it out and, just bring some real light to Fernie.
I love that.
One of the things about driving people around or showing people houses, you want to show them Like I'm not any different than I am when I came and saw Norman today for the first time.
Yeah.
I am who I am. You like me or you don't. If you don't, I got another realtor buddy that can take care of you.
Yep. Amen.
And if you do, great. Let's have some fun.
Yes.
Real estate should be fun.
Yes.
It's a little stressful every once in a while, but for the most part, let's get this done.
Yes.
But so there's the YouTube, and I want the YouTube to do its thing and to take off. But then there's the flip side of the YouTube where it's like my fear is that it takes off.
That's a good problem to have, though.
And then it's like, okay, then so what are the systems that I need? What are the blah blah blah? All those other things that I know what I probably should do.
Yep.
But I'm not.
Yep.
Right. And now it's funny. Now my daughter, she's going to be a licensed agent.
Oh, okay.
Shortly.
Okay.
And
generational here.
Generational, and she's very like she wants the system. She wants to know what to do. She wants the process. And for me, it's all up here. Right? So for me to explain it to her, and this is what you should do, and this is how you should do it. So don't forget this. And then it gets so it'll make me a better realtor.
I love that. No, I think anyone out there, like this is exactly what I've done too. So it's great that you're going in that direction. Is like Smith, my co-founder, we both live in the Bay Area, and then I moved here during COVID into Arizona, and he's over in Oregon, and he's the systems guy. So he's behind the scenes, he's the system. So he's the guy doing like the branding and the logo and the website and all the systems that like website attaches to the CRM system, and then you have like YouTube to website to guide to download all the things. It's his thing, but then for me, I'm like the idea guy. I'm the cheerleader, right? Today's Monday, so we got the Monday motivation kickoff, right? My wife wakes up on Saturday morning. She's all, you got to do a gratitude. What did she say? Fill the gratitude bucket. So I was like, okay, cool. So today we're going to talk about the teams and what each person's grateful for the other person. It helps their life be easier. So, squirrel, but those are the things. Hey, at least I'm calling it for what it is, huh? So those are the things that that is good to have, because then you'll have him and then myself, and then we come together just like you, and then like your daughter. But there's so many individuals out there in the real estate space that forget about the systems, because you go and you have a job, and then you're like working for the man or the woman, and you want to be the man or the woman, work for yourself, and you want to have the freedom, and you want to have all this stuff. But people forget that there has to be a standard operating procedures with key performance indicators, or it's like it's hard. You can't even really scale. And scale is just leverage, and leverage is just knowing like, hey, this is what I don't want to do, and here's my standard procedure, so I'm going to hire Jeff to do it, and then you could scale up.
Yeah, no, for sure.
Yeah,
no, you hit the nail on the head.
Awesome.
Like when it comes to, hey, I'm a great cheerleader,
right?
And it's funny. I would much rather help anybody do anything.
Yeah.
Than to fill out paperwork.
Me too, dude. Do paperwork. And that's why I'm not a fan of like the taxes and the government stuff. And it's like, I got to do taxes. I got to do this. I got to file. And some stuff you can't get around. So some stuff I'm the one gathering everything for all the companies, especially since it's tax season. So I had to get everything together. It's like, oh, this is just great, but it's cool. But I love that. So your daughter, how far out before you think she'll be in after her licenses? She already have her license?
She's passed her test. She's just waiting for her license to come in the mail.
Dude, congratulations. Let's go.
Yeah, so it'll be fun. And then the two boys, they're one is like kind of filmy, and the other one is kind of markety.
Okay.
So I nothing would make me happier than to
have a dream team.
Have the dream team. Dude. Michelle would kill it too, and it's like, oh yeah,
really?
The dream team would be awesome.
You're hearing it here first. The dream team. What is it? The family dream team or something? You do something kind of cool with the family vibe on that.
Yeah,
I like that, dude. I mean, that's the best way to have it. If you can have everyone come together and you all just enjoying what you're doing, like
that'd be awesome.
That's awesome. I mean, my wife and I, she has her own thing, I have my own thing, but we do stuff together, from the fix and flip and the Airbnb stuff, which is cool to have some stuff together. But I can only imagine, like, man, that'd be fun. That'd be fun. So you heard it here first, and so we'll have to have you back on in like a year or so and see what's come out of the YouTube channel, the family, the dynamic, how it's all coming together. I think that'd be huge.
Yeah, for sure.
I like that.
That'd be awesome.
I like that. So let's really quick. I want to talk a little bit about like where you're from and have a segment of that because you said you're coming from a very small town. You said like 5,000 people,
Yeah, we might have 6 now.
6,000 people. Wow. So
Yeah.
what's the closest main like city or location someone would know who's listening in Canada?
So Fernie, British Columbia is in the southeast corner of BC.
Okay.
And so Calgary is like 3.5 hours.
Mm.
Lethbridge would be 2.25. And everybody, as soon as you say you're from BC, everybody thinks that you're from Vancouver. And Vancouver is like 12 hours away.
Wow.
So it's like closer to Calgary. And so a lot of our skiers,
Mm-hmm.
because Fernie is a ski town and a mountain biking town and an outdoor adventure Rocky Mountain type of town.
Okay.
There's if you want to do stuff outside, it's the best place
Okay.
in the world.
Well, I'm already thinking in my head I have to come visit now.
Oh, absolutely.
The fact that you came out here, I'm gonna have to come back. I'm gonna have to come out there
For sure.
because I'll tell you one thing right now. Like, if you have dreams out there, continue down that path because it's so surreal to just think back to like 2009, 2010, 11, around that time where I was like literally banging my head against the wall, figuring out how I can be of service to an industry, and to now be fast forward 10 years and to be in the room with you, Craig, and like all from the power of YouTube and video and a podcast, it gave you the inspiration enough to come to my personal residence to be here right now. Like that's huge. So like huge.
Yeah, this is awesome. This is just jump. Just do it.
Yes.
Who cares?
Yes.
What are you gonna fail?
Yes.
Ooh, doesn't matter, man. Doesn't matter if you fail. The only one keeping score is you. Because you know what? Nobody's actually thinking about you anyways.
Oh no.
You're worried about that. Here's a good one. You're worried about that guy that used to bully you or say things to you back in high school. Well, they're not even paying attention. They don't even remember who you are. So get over it. Do what you want to do. Try it out. And if you fail, hey, guess what? You won that one. Because you're going to fail anyways. So you might as well keep failing, fail up, and get there.
Let's go. I love that. How to put the shot on you and nice little hot take. No, it's true. It's true. At the end of the day, I think people get so caught up. And honestly, you get to a point where for me, it's more so about kind of stress management and pulling off the gas pedal a little bit because I find myself, I don't even think about it anymore. Like I just I'm full on pedal to the metal. Let's go. Boom, 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 boom. And I love it so much that sometimes it's like, okay, I need to remember to relax, take a day off, chill out. Like I'm on the other end of the spectrum, right? And so, there's plus and minuses to it, right? Because for me, like you have what you have with the chest. Like I was diagnosed with a learning disability, and I had colitis, large intestines, like inflammation. And you hear me on videos talking about it, right? And so a little bit of a flare up. So I actually have a meeting this afternoon with the naturopath, he's like a healing energy worker. And he works through, because I don't know if this is a total different subject. We won't go too far down this rabbit hole here, but they say that you can have energy in your body that's trapped from past traumas that can cause issues. And so I'm like, I had some trauma when I was a kid. I had this issue with my stomach. So I'm gonna figure it out, because when I do push so hard and get stressed out, then I can find myself dealing with, dis-ease in the body, which causes disease, and I don't want that. So it's interesting to be on the other end of that spectrum, because I think once you get to a certain level of consistency and you get out of your own head and you have that flow, then it just becomes like norm, becomes a habit, becomes a new behavior after 30, 60, 90 days. And you're like, boom, all right, like this is just routine, like the gym.
I like the gym. And I have a theory in life. If you can get up on stage and go through everything that you have to do in order to do that, you can do absolutely anything.
Anything.
Because that is nutritionally, tired, fitness,
yes,
exercise.
Yes.
You're done. But if you can do that and get on stage,
wow.
YouTube is easy, right?
Oh my God.
What's going to happen? Okay. Nothing. You just make another one. You follow the process, you create the process, and you shoot for that goal. And it's actually really funny because you break it down into such each workout, right? And you're not, so if you take a picture, if you're going to work out, start, take a picture now, take front, back, side. And then because you need to have that so that in a year, when you've been consistent, you're going to actually sit there and you're going to go, wow, I don't think I made any changes, but I look amazing and I made a ton of changes. So you need to have that reference point at the start so that you can see the reference like later on. Because when you're shredded and you're ready to get on stage, you're at a point where it's like you're so lean that anything other than that isn't good. So you got a little bit of brain stuff going on, and you got to look back at where you were, and then you can see, okay, because the tiniest of little changes are what's happening.
Yes.
And that's what's coming out when you get on stage. So if you did that every day in your YouTube channel, in your liftoff, in your real estate versus tech, just a tiny little improvement each time. By the time a year rolls around, you got another 500 video. Yeah, well,
Yeah.
why not?
Why not? Yeah, it could be fun. But it's so true. You got to have contrast in your life. And I think people forget to give themselves that contrast. And that's what makes such a big difference. And now in life for me, because I've always said, like, maybe I'll get on stage once, and I haven't done it yet. Just because now I'm like, it is kind of harsh on the body. So I don't know how hard I want to go in that sense, but I do want to be 180 pounds at 12% body fat. I know that's what my goal is. And I know that I want longevity and I want to be able to look good, feel good year round. Right. And people out there, if this is you, especially in the real estate space, 75 hard and this, that, and the other thing. And it's just like 75 hard is great.
Yeah.
To achieve something, to go through the process. It's just not, it's not something you can do all the time. It's not a normal thing. It's an extreme thing, just like bodybuilding.
Yeah.
That's not normal. Like
you can't do that all the time.
You can't do it all the time, and I know people that have lost literally their lives from when I was in my 20s. This guy who's at the gym, general manager, making 10,000 plus a month. And this is back in like 2007, 8, 9, something like that. And, you look up to this person and then he's taking this, he's taking that to look so like ripped and shredded, like before getting on stage year round. Guy, Chad lost his life. It burnt out. It's not scalable. And I love that you said earlier in the show that like you're going to have YouTube be multifaceted from real estate, family, fitness, and that's your legacy. You're going to encapsulate this and you're going to be able to have it for your kids and enjoy this. And then God forbid, knock on wood, when something does happen in the future, they can look back and be like, that's my dad.
Exactly. And the grandkids will be able to say, that was my grandpa.
Yeah. On YouTube. What the heck?
And he's jacked.
Yeah. Yeah.
And Mimi, which is Michelle, and Michelle, she's a bikini competitor and she's jacked. And
yes.
It makes sense. So you touched on something here, and I was going to try to avoid this a bit.
Go ahead.
But it's like, so my dad passed away in September. And one of the toughest things is don't be afraid to take the pictures, take the videos, do that kind of stuff, because it shouldn't have been that hard to find a picture or a video of my dad.
Yeah.
So even if you think it's dumb, your kids will appreciate it.
Dude, amen, man. And I think it's yeah. They say like, oh, well, you got to be in the moment, put away the camera and this and that. And that's true.
Yeah.
And it's nice to encapsulate, some of the moments. And, for me, before moving out here, as soon as almost when I came out here, right before I stopped, but I filmed my whole life on YouTube. I put my wedding on there.
Yeah.
I put my daughter's birth on there. I put the whole first 3.5 years on there, and it's completely changed even my daughter's like psychology of how she sees video. I was doing some videos over the weekend and posted a couple stories, and I had a friend of mine reach out, why didn't you put the video out there that she said she wanted to do? And I'm like, well, it's kind of like shaky and all over the place. But now my daughter is interested in putting out video and she sees me doing it and then she wants to do it. And it's so interesting, but it's so true. Like, get pictures of your parents. Like, I remember my wife, what she likes, it's so cheesy, but like voicemails. She just likes, like, she told me when we first started dating, can you just leave me a voicemail, please? So I could hear your voice.
Yeah.
And then she lost her father, God bless his heart, Jimmy Palazzolo, a couple years back, and he was here in Arizona. One of the reasons why we moved out here is for him, and her mom was here too, because she was a California girl, so she never wanted to leave. But I have videos of when I filmed those YouTube videos back in the day where we can go back, and I haven't yet to go back and look at them, but I'm sure we can probably find some really cool moments.
Yeah.
And he actually helped us get this house. He was the one that came here. We bought this sight unseen and showed the house and gone on just FaceTime. And he was like, yeah, here it is. And this, that, and the other thing. It's just far from me, but yeah.
No, that's interesting. Because then, and it's funny because if you think about it, who's taking the pictures? Dad's taking the pictures all the time. It's always dad taking the pictures. I look back at me, who's taking the pictures? I'm taking the pictures. So every once in a while, you'll see my big head, and I'm trying to take one.
Yep.
And because I'm trying to include myself so that people actually remember that I was there.
I love that. I love that. Yeah, I mean, it's so simple, but it's so amazing that we have technology like this today to be able to have a video or have a picture. And it was funny. I remember, I don't know, at some point in my life, I was just like, because of video, I could just like film a video and just play it at my funeral. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's just so outlandish, and you obviously can't time it, so you always do update the damn video. I'm just gonna update my video this year because I might need it. I don't know. It's actually kind of morbid, but
I got a bit of a cold. I might have to do a new video.
Yeah, right. It's like, all right, we'll get another one out there. But no, it's so true. Take those pictures, get those videos of your loved ones, because you're not promised tomorrow. Definitely want to encapsulate that. And I want to go back to the fitness, and I want to ask you, for people out there, maybe people out there that are like, I don't want to go to the gym, or, oh, I go every once in a while. They're not consistent. What has going to the gym and being consistent done for your business?
Oh, geez. Well, I mean, so in Fernie, for the most part, people in Fernie are very active.
Okay.
Because it's an outdoor, you're going to mountain bike, ski,
Yeah.
all that kind of stuff.
Yeah.
So if you look beyond that, I mean, just going through the airport today, like I control property. I control ranches. I can walk property. I can walk stairs at a condo. I can do all those things. I can keep up with absolutely any client
I love
comes
that.
through the door.
Yeah.
Both mentally and physically. So going to the gym, as much as it is a physical thing, it's truly a mental thing. You just go, and it's part of your habit, part of your routine, part of your schedule.
Yes.
You do it whether you want to or not.
And
And I have never walked out of that gym wishing I didn't go.
never. Dude, I'm right there with you.
Like sometimes you don't want to go.
Yeah.
But you never ever leave going, oh my God, I wish I didn't go.
Yeah.
So that's good. So mindset, usually pretty fresh. Yeah, I think it's part of the package, right?
Yeah.
Like if you're healthy and you walk into a room and you literally, if you're in the mood, you can command that room. And
Yes.
you can walk into meetings. I used to work at a coal company.
Okay.
Like office type work.
Yeah.
And you can walk into a meeting and have the confidence that nobody else. I mean, you just have confidence because in yourself, because you're taking care of yourself. You're eating right. You're exercising, and you're on.
Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
So you can. I believe that it helps with everything.
I love that. I love that. That's so true. And if you agree, we'd love to get your feedback. You can comment below if you're on YouTube. Please like, subscribe, and thanks so much for Liftoff for sponsoring the show. But it's so true. At the end of the day, there's something about, I always told myself when I was younger too, like I just want to be able to walk in a room and people would be like, who's that guy?
Yeah.
And it's interesting because today I was at the gym and I was talking to a gentleman in his 20s. We're in the infrared getting ready to do the cold plunge and hot tub. And I do that every day after the gym. And
You got all that fun stuff.
oh yeah, I love it. The pool's almost cold enough still for a cold plunge because I do that in the winter as well. And this gentleman, he got shot. He got shot like 3 or 4 times. He was right place, wrong time, in his 20s, knucklehead, getting into this, getting into that, whatever else. And the case in point of the story is that talking about commanding the room it's interesting because I don't come from new money. I come from new money, not old money. So like my parents, I'm a cycle breaker. No one in my family has anything like this, and I've
Awesome.
went from zero to where I'm at today.
Good.
But perception wise, he thought I was like I come from old money. And then once he spoke with me and talked with me, like you don't judge a book by its cover.
Yeah.
And then he was like, "Oh, like good for you, congratulations!" Shaking my hand. It was a different level of respect because I guess the way that I carried myself and what I was wearing and what have you could give off the perception that this person's already had it or something,
Oh, of course.
their whole
Arrogant.
life. Yeah, whatever. And I don't even try to be arrogant. I just usually just
Yeah.
keep to myself.
Yeah.
I keep myself, I do my thing, I'm in and out. I talk to a few people, no big deal. Unless it comes up organically like it did today. And I'm like, okay, cool. So, and I had my mom here and all the family. My father-in-law just got married. I was his best man. So I think my mom actually met the guy. So I think that helps too, because I think he was saying something because he was like going in the. You think being shot, you'd be a little tougher, but he was like a little kid, screaming in the whole plunge. He was like jumping really quick. Oh my God, and jump out really quick and wouldn't say in for more than a second. But I think that's also an interesting concept to think about as well, how, you can command a room and then also how people will judge people for whatever, whether it's arrogance or, oh, they're old money. Oh, it's new money. Like you just don't know what you don't know.
Yeah. And you just got to be you.
Yes.
And if that means just walking into a room and making everybody smile and making a goofy little joke, some dad joke or some whatever,
Yeah.
you would be amazed. So that was part of my spiel at my old job was,
Really?
yeah, I'd just get everyone laughing, smiling, and that was me.
I love it.
People would come to me and they would want a smile,
Yeah.
and I'd make them smile, and I'd make them feel good about themselves, and so
that.
that was, to me, that was more important than clicking on whatever I was clicking.
Dude, I love that, man. And congratulations, because I feel like, if you take something from today's episode, something that, I feel like we can give, because I feel like we all are blessed from the downstairs with gifts. And it's those gifts that you share with other people that they could take with them for a lifetime, which is just be kind. Be kind, make people laugh, get outside your head and just brighten someone else's day. And I was talking to someone about just like, you call like the people and it's like the phone carrier, this or that, and they're in the Philippines, they're just doing their job. And how many times do people out there actually ask, "Hey, how are you doing?" Ask the person who's doing their job. Yeah, we all have, we want to get what we want to get done. We have a reason why we're making the calls. We have the reason why we're going to the office. We have the reason why you're here on the show, but it doesn't need to be so rigid,
Yes. Absolutely. You definitely have some fun out there.
Yeah.
Might as well.
Amen. Let's go. Let's go. Let's have some fun.
And before he leaves or does whatever he's going to do at the end, subscribe, because it doesn't actually cost you any money.
That is crazy. I never even conceptualized that. And now I'm going to, you know what, Craig? I think I'm going to say this here because of you, because of today. I want to put it out there that in every single episode that I do ask anyone to subscribe, just to remind them it's free. Doesn't cost you any money.
Doesn't cost you even a like.
Uh-huh.
That was the one thing I noticed. So generation, you go back and it was like, I remember we were like, oh man, those kids with these phones. You know what's worse? Us, my generation with these phones. I watched a lady older than me, just I don't know how she did it with her thumb, but she spun through that Instagram so fast. I'm like, oh my God, would you like something or something?
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, I'm such
like, what are you looking for?
like, yeah, what are you doing? Like I can't even see what you're trying to see.
Wow, dude, that's a good point, because I think that if you're out there, you guys are just scrolling like crazy, because it was like the stat was like 3 seconds, 3 seconds, 3 seconds, 3 seconds. It's probably even less now.
God,
and
this lady was so fast.
Really?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, my wife, she's, I don't know, ADD, ADHD, whatever. And so this morning she was checking on something for my daughter. And the next thing you know, she's on Instagram watching a video. I'm like, oh, is that her teacher? She's like, get off real quick and go do what she was needing to do. But that's another good point too. I think a lot of people out there should just slow down and ask themselves, what are you watching? Why are you watching it? What are you committed to? And is it in line with your goals? Because I feel like, when people think about a vision board or goals, right? I have my vision board here on like my screensaver. And when I look at this, my thought process is that is every single action I'm taking help me get closer to achieving those goals? And I think people forget and they say, oh, well, I don't know how to get there. And I have this goal, but I'm never going to achieve it because I don't know how to get there. But it's not about how you need to get there. It's just a matter that you have the thought. You imagine what it would feel like to be there, right? You could do a vision board, you could do a mind movie, make a little like, collage of pictures, make it come to life, whatever. Go to the dealership and sit in the car, go to the open house and look at the house, whatever, to get closer to what you want. And then the cool thing is with social media, which I love, is like going in and following the things or the people that inspire you.
Yes, definitely. Don't waste your time following and watching the stuff that you know is just garbage.
Yeah.
And even if it's good, like some topics are good, but you know it's garbage. You just spent 2 hours. So here's what I found. So I don't watch a lot of TV unless it's sports.
I don't watch
or,
TV too.
or a movie.
Okay.
And that me and Michelle will just chill out at night.
Okay.
For a little bit, not much.
Mm.
But when can I say COVID?
Yeah.
When COVID first hit and everyone got sent home,
Mm.
I hadn't watched news in years.
Wow.
Threw it on.
Yeah.
Well, guess what? I was a mess.
Oh my God.
Because I'm an extrovert. I love people. I want to see people. I get
Yeah,
my
yeah.
energy from people, from giving to people, right?
Yeah.
And it's so I trying to do all that kind of stuff and watching the news, I was devastated. I was
Oh.
like, I went from being like my normal happy, goofy self to going right down into it like, oh my God, the world is ending, blah, blah, blah. And that is so not me.
Wow.
To the point it was like, okay, this can't be real. And some of these pictures I remember from years ago of something else, and now I'm getting fed the propaganda.
Oh my God.
Click.
So true.
TV went off.
Good for you, man.
And that was it. I could, if I'm by myself, I could have TV off
Mm-hmm.
for the whole time. I don't need it.
Mm-hmm.
My crutch ends up being the YouTube,
Okay.
because I love YouTube.
Me too.
YouTube podcasts and
Yes.
learning.
Yes.
But I can over consume.
Mm-hmm.
So when the YouTube thing started, okay, then I'm going to do this YouTube with Nolan, and Nolan sent me, okay, here you go. Let me help you out.
Mm-hmm.
Start here,
Mm-hmm.
and then see if this will kind of get you going, right?
Mm.
And one, I got sick. Two, I told myself I'm not going to watch anything
Yep.
until I get through all these.
Love it.
And normally it takes 8 weeks.
Yeah.
And I think I did it in 2.
Wow.
Just because that was the only thing I played all day long. I just
Let's go.
deep dived so hard into that and
I love
consumed
it.
it.
I love it.
It's time I got to go back
Mm.
and because there's gems, right? Like,
Yeah.
you go back on some of your old videos, like that Nolan one that you did, just
Yeah.
as a sidebar.
Yeah.
Some of the stuff that you guys were talking about in there, I'm like, oh my God, that makes so much sense now.
That was a great podcast. Shout out to Nolan. You guys got to check it out for sure. And like teams, you could throw that up and then link be down below. Y'all gotta check that out.
Yeah, and so you end up learning all this stuff all the time.
Mm-hmm.
So you got to be careful what you're learning.
Yeah.
I guess basically is the thing.
Yeah.
And then it's not enough just to learn it, but you got to put it into action. You got to execute on it,
Yep.
focus on it,
Yep.
and you'll probably have a lot of fun doing it.
Dude, I love that, man. And like it's simple. What you focus on does expand. And I think that it doesn't matter what level you're at, right? Because even now, where I'm at now, compared to where I was out before, you just have other things that come up. And so right now, like, and I'll just call it for what it is because I like to be open, right? And I have to call myself out. So I'm gonna call myself out. Today I was going through my financials and I was just like focusing on like, I would say you could just say lack.
Yeah.
From the perspective of we have one more flip sitting. I'm helping the wife out, right? Just picked up the TRX and just have a lot going out and, would like to be debt free. And so right now my focus is to pay down the credit cards, making sure they're completely done. But then I had to check myself and I'm like, what are you doing, Norm? Like your goal is to help 15,000 agents on a monthly basis. You want to be at like 12 million a month, 168 million a year, $300 million exit in the next 8 years. So I want to be your age, pretty much almost done, retired. I'm going to just exit out. I'm like, what is your deal? Like why? And we all do this to ourselves.
Oh, yeah.
Why punish yourself for where you're at today, because you're not where you want to be tomorrow. And even when you get to where you want to be tomorrow and you're like, okay, now I'm debt free. Okay, now I have an extra $100 million.
Yeah.
Then what is it going to be?
No, it's something else.
It's always something.
It will always be something else, because it doesn't matter how jacked you get or how rich you get or how debt free you get. You're going to do something and you're not going to feel satisfied until you feel satisfied with yourself. And then if you can just get to that point where you're proud of yourself, you're happy with yourself, and find happiness within yourself, then you'll achieve what it is that you need to achieve.
Yes.
And so it's funny, like where you are right now, and you want to do bang, 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 and you're like all over the place, and you're kind of doing this.
Yeah.
And you're like, go, 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 go.
Yeah.
Going back to the gym, or getting into the gym, it took me from that I can't stop to, okay, I'm going to stop because I'm kind of exhausted right now.
Yeah.
Where like you would be so busy, you could not stop me. It was funny. So you guys know Mike Myers on Saturday Night Live?
Yeah.
Where they tie him up to the jungle gym, and he's got the what's her nose? I think it was Nicole Kidman, maybe.
Okay.
Somebody gave him Coke and a chocolate.
Okay.
Bar.
Yeah.
And he's got a helmet on, hockey helmet on.
Yeah.
And he's like tied, and he's like trying to get away, and he's like all wired. That was me. I was one of the first kids ever with a leash.
Oh my God. That was my brother too. My little brother, he had a leash. Just all over the place, dude. Like, go to Disneyland. Like, where are you going, kid?
Oh yeah.
Wow.
I'm gone.
That's awesome.
So
you got to harness your energy then.
Harness that energy, put it somewhere. So what I found was I had to exhaust my body.
Okay.
And then my mind would relax.
Ah.
So you get that workout and you get it done. And then you can kind of go, until I was doing that, it was just like my mind would just roll.
Okay.
And I could never get physically tired enough.
Wow.
So now it's like, okay, I got this figured.
Okay.
So it's like, all right, let's put the YouTube, let's put the Instagram, the social media, the proper processes in place.
Yes.
To use what it is that you know.
That's huge. Let's go. In that segment, what can you take from that and think about? Like, where are you at? How do you need to harness to slow yourself down? Because I know my wife, she has ADHD, so she'll be in the kitchen and she likes having like 3-4 things going at once. Just makes her feel at ease. So she's like, we do sourdough. So she's like doing the sourdough, getting that ready. And then she's like filming something, and then she's getting ready to post something, and then she's like got to get back to this one email, and so she's zing all over the place, but it works for her. And then the gym definitely helps her so she can slow down. And I love the gym personally just because I can get to that point where I'm like, okay, give myself 2-3 hours, zen out, take my time. Good. Now I can go into my day, and then I'm better prepared for whatever is going to be coming at me. Because today it was just like, all right, like boom. And it was like, okay, this. And next, you're 30 minutes early for the show, and this is pretty plug and play. So I just throw down a couple things, bring the laptop over here, and I'm good. And at the end of the day, it's, it's a blessing, but still, if you're not ahead, then you're going to be way behind. And I don't know who out there feels like, oh, this has happened to me, that's happened to me. It's like, no, it's happening for you for a reason, like it happened for you. So you could be like, oh, this is what I need, so I can harness, slow down. And then now you can be like, all right, bucket 1, bucket 2, bucket 3.
Exactly. So your wife, because I identify with all that stuff you were saying.
Okay.
So if this is like a challenge for her.
Okay.
If she sits down and so one of the things I did just before Christmas, we were going to Mexico.
Okay.
And I'm like, okay, I'm going hardcore into Instagram. So I'm like, okay, let's just do this and let's have as much fun as I can with this, just to see if I can't figure this thing out. So I went and I got consistent, posting twice a day.
Okay.
Right? And then went on holidays, but I did it.
Okay.
And scheduled it out 2 a day, right?
Yeah.
When I was gone. And so I was doing all this stuff.
Yeah.
But what I realized was I shouldn't have been able to do that. except for the fact that I just sat down, focused, and did it.
Got it.
Committed to it, did it.
Yes.
So I was able to do that kind of effort.
Yep.
In a very distinct short amount of time,
Mm.
and my Instagram went crazy.
Wow.
Like, it went crazy, and I don't get it, but it went crazy.
Oh my God.
Oh yeah, no, it was yeah, it was never anything that I would have thought it was going to do.
Wow.
And so off it goes, and it does all that stuff. So if your wife can sit down and go, look, I'm just gonna challenge myself, because your wife, if she's a competitive athlete,
Yeah.
she's going to be a competitive person.
Yep.
She could sit down and say, hey, look, I bet you can't do 2 a day for 2 weeks and do it all on this weekend. And then the amount of time that frees you up in those next 2 weeks.
Oh my God.
Yeah. And you're not even thinking about it. You know what's the best thing? That's like, we'd get up in Mexico and go down to the beach, and I'd hit Instagram, and because your pops up first, right?
Yeah.
I forgot what I even posted.
Oh my
It
God.
was awesome. Every day I was seeing two new posts for me that I'm like, what was I thinking?
Oh my God.
It was like Christmas every morning.
That's so cool. Let's go. Let's go. That's so cool. And that's what I do with, like, I'll batch my content on Monday, film everything, get everything to the team, and then I'll look back, and then I'm really loving, like, the short form content that I'm doing, 9x16. That reminds me of 2 more to film. I didn't finish that. This guy came early.
Sorry.
It's fun. And so and then I'll, like, watch it back. And speaking of what you said earlier in the show, as far as just delivery and pitch and just overall poise of the way that I do show up on video, I was like watching, I was like, oh, this is really good. It was like, oh, this is cool. So, so it's so true. It's so true. I think anyone out there, that's a really good thing to think about. Like, just slow down, give yourself the challenge. Hey, wifey, give yourself the challenge, and then just get it done, dude. And then once you get it done, you get in the groove. That's what I love about social, and I love about YouTube, and I love about batching content. Like, you could just give yourself a day. That goal turns into behavior. Behavior turns into a habit, and then turns into a norm. And then you're just consistently doing it every single week. I look forward to Mondays now, because I'm like, it's me time. Get in, get the content ready, get it done. I'm just trying to now get the team organized to a point where, like, okay, let's get like a month, 2 months, 3 months, 6 months of video subject matter that's going to be good, that's going to hit. And then we have channel junkies who now we have a partnership with. We're actually going to be launching, you guys are going to hear this first, the new Channel Junkies website. We launched a couple sites, one for the original Texas site, and then you have Jesse and Jackson.
Yeah.
And then Jesse's wife needed a site. She's in the mortgage world, so then we did a site for her because we have a referral partnership program. They're getting these credits, so we just, hey, wife can get a free site, right? And I was like, we want a site over here for Channel Junkies. And like, hey, sure, like, you know, enough referrals come in, like, we'll build it for free. And so Jackson was like, dude, you need to start doing videos around, like, look at this. And then, like, even for you, look at this, like, look at the growth rate, look at these homes in this amazing neighborhood. For me, it's like, look at this website, look at the forums, look at the viewer count, like, look at what it's done for these guys for lead conversion or lead generation, then conversion. So I'm playing around with some of the content on my side, but yeah, it's great being ahead.
Yeah, no, for sure. And look outside of what, like, people in your industry are doing.
Mm-hmm.
Look at those guys. Look at the Levi's. Look at the
Yes.
Jeremy Knight.
Yep.
You know, I mean, we have Brad McCallum up in
Gary V for you, bro. No.
Gary V. Gotta love Gare.
Yeah. Heck yeah, let's go.
And it's funny because, like, he traded baseball cards.
Mm-hmm.
I traded hockey cards.
Ah,
So, like, literally, we're like this, both entrepreneurial,
I love it.
selling stuff all the time.
I
right?
love it. I love buying and selling personally. I'm just saying.
I just like putting this person together with this person because he's got one, and, you know,
Yeah.
somebody's got something for that other person, right?
Oh yeah,
It's the best.
it's the best. I love it.
And then I believe that what you guys are doing, you kind of, if you, from my point of view, your real estate versus tech, include a little bit more of the actual, what do you do as liftoff? Because I had to search.
Ah.
right? The lift off experience, the lift off, what it is you guys actually do behind the scenes.
Yeah.
And it's like, okay, so I get, like, cause I get this.
Mm.
And it was like, okay, well, how does he tie this into everything? And so
Mm.
like Jackson, Levi,
Yep.
watching what you, so when we get off, I'm going to be saying, what is it you do with these guys?
Yeah.
Like, it's like, I get the names and
Yep.
I associate with what it is that these guys are doing,
Yep.
and they're changing. They are changing on what they were normally doing
Yes.
moving forward because it's
Yes.
changed.
Yes.
And so it's interesting to see, and it'll be interesting to pull some of that out of you,
Yep.
because it's like, I love this. I love business. I just
Oh yeah, me
love
too.
this side of trying to figure it out and how make it work and how
Yeah.
can it work for you. And, like even you, like it's funny as I sit here and you're talking about,
Mm-hmm.
like, how do I help Norman do what he wants to do with, real estate versus tech and lift off?
Yep.
And how do I help this guy get to his 12% body fat?
Ooh, I like
Because
that.
you know
I
what?
like that.
So the one thing, so if I'll get way more joy
Yeah.
out of helping you achieve whatever you want to achieve,
Yeah. Mm-hmm.
out of helping my kids achieve what they want to achieve,
Mm-hmm.
Michelle achieve, and if Nolan, if there's somewhere I can help Nolan achieve what he's trying to achieve,
I love that.
like, I just want to be that kind of guy that just helps people. And at the end of the day, something happens. Craig was a great guy. He helped me do this,
Yes.
and he never judged me. The only time I'm going to judge you is if you made a dumb decision on purpose and you kept making it. Right. Then it's on you.
Definition of insanity.
Yes. Oh God. But there's so much, like, I just sitting here talking with you. I don't think I know it all by all means. And even in a discussion or an argument, I don't believe that I know it all. Like, I'm
Yeah.
so open to
Yeah.
what you believe,
I love it.
but I'd just like to help you.
Of course.
And then,
Likewise.
yeah, I appreciate this. And you have no, like I said at the start, I said, you have no idea how much this helps.
Dude.
Because like
It's my
I
pleasure.
had this little bubble over me,
Yeah.
Yeah. Hitting my head on the ceiling,
Mm-hmm.
and we just busted through,
Yeah.
and it feels great. And sorry, kids and Michelle and everybody, when I get back, you're gonna be like, oh my God, Dad's doing it again.
Here we go, dude.
Here we go.
We're about to lift off and get back, dude. I love
Yeah.
that. I love that. No, we'll definitely talk off air more so how things interconnect for sure. But for the viewers and listeners out there, just so they have a little bit of clarity, like literally Liftoff Agent sponsors Real Estate First Technology. Real Estate First Technology is just to do exactly what you said, give back.
Yeah.
And so we bring on amazing guests to give back, to serve, to support. Liftoff Agent is the sponsor. And the fact that you did go and do your own research to look it up is kind of my plan.
Yeah.
Is what I wanted to have happen. Because I feel like for us and for you viewing and listening, there's like 1% of people that will actually take the time to go deeper in any subject matter. And those are the type of people that like you and I really can impact and serve. Because if you're putting out content and you're a real estate professional and you want to help someone buy and sell a home and you don't have a standard operating procedure, like this is deeper than just your YouTube channel. This is like forms, intake forms, maps, guides. Like you want people to like actually go down the rabbit hole, because once they go down the rabbit hole, then they're investing. And if they're investing, they must know, like, and trust you. And then you know that they're not going to be a tire kicker. They're not going to be someone who's just kind of like, yeah, well, I'm just looking. Right. And so that's where I feel like, our relationship can go further and deeper, because now you're like, hey, how does this work? And maybe I'll do a segment. You guys let me know, guys and gals out there, specifically on relationships, partnerships, how things all work. But you look at some of these entrepreneurs, some of these thought leaders, some of these influencers, and you're just like, how are you paying the bills and traveling and going here and doing this? And how?
Exactly right. Like, like it's how
it's interesting.
Like, it is so interesting to sit back and try and figure it all out and watch these guys do these things. And it's like, you kind of get it. The more you watch, you can put some pieces together.
Yep.
But, you don't, like, in all honesty, it would be better for me instead of trying to figure it out. Like, so for example, instead of me trying to figure out what I'm going to do with YouTube, I went to Nolan. So instead of me trying to figure out the back end on all this stuff that I've struggled with my whole life.
Mm.
Be like, hey, Norman,
Mm.
save me 10 years,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
basically, right?
Mm-hmm.
And then you can kind of work your way through it and you coach your way through it, right?
Yes.
You get the coach to help you, and the coach will teach you the proper way to do it.
Amen. Hey, you heard it first. So like, subscribe, notification bell. And if y'all want to hear how it all works behind the scenes, you'll have to let me know. And part 2, you're out.
Absolutely.
All right. More to come.